Hi guys, this is Weeded, and I'm here to show how I turned my acrylic skins into pendants. I am using just a household decor glass, just pebbles that you would have in vases and that sort of thing. Also, you'll see some rings in a minute. Those are rings from a bottle that I cut and then slumped in my kiln. And here they come. So the glass shapes are irregular, and it's not super high quality glass. It's not really meant to be turned into jewelry, but it worked out just great, and I'm absolutely thrilled with it. So the other thing is I'm using some irregular scraps. Now in some places I'm using a real acrylic skin, but I'm also using scraps, and they still turned out. They turned out very well. So I just move the pebble around until I get something that I like. I coat the back of it. This is the key, glossy accents, because it's clear and it's going to smooth out a lot of the imperfections in the base of the glass. So I put the glossy accents on, and then you'll see I just kind of hold it for a minute to let it level out. Put on a little bit more than you think you're going to need, because a little too much you can always trim away, but not enough, and your cabochon or your pebble may not stick very well to your acrylic skin. So I held it for a minute to let the glossy accents flow, and I press it down, and I kind of put a little bit of pressure on it to push out excess glossy accents. I do try to make sure there are no bubbles. To get rid of bubbles, you can hold it between your thumb and forefinger with your, one on the paint skin and one on the bubble, and press, and that will squeeze the bubbles out. So I hold it for a minute to let the glossy accents grab hold of where exactly I want the cab to dry. And here are some more that I have that were set up to dry. And you can see that I had glossy accents kind of flow out a little bit behind them. Again, that's preferable to not having enough. I found that even these inexpensive glass pieces magnified the paint pour beautifully. So I was really thrilled with how these turned out. And those, I had quite a few that I made. Just cut around it. I'm using curved embroidery scissors so I can cut really close to the base, and I found that most times I ended up cutting it twice. I cut it once here, and I'll show you what that looks like. The more you cut, the better you get at it. You can also use an X-Acto knife on a cutting mat and go around the edge and get a really nice clean cut. So I'm going to put glossy accents again on this, and you could use nail polish. Okay, at this point you could use nail polish and that would be fine. What you want to do is seal the seam between the glass and the paint skin so that it doesn't peel off easily, nothing catches on it. And you'll see me right there. I'm a little off camera here, but I'll move it on in just a minute so you can see that I'm just going over where they meet. There we go. I realized I was off camera. So you could do that with nail polish if you wanted to. You can do this with resin. You can do it with UV resin. Anything you can think of to seal. If you're really good at it, you might be able to go around the base of it where I'm putting the glossy accents with something like the Nouveau Crystal, or even fabric paint. I'm not that talented with it, but if you have more experience. Here I'm just wiping off the excess because I don't want it to dribble down onto the glass. If it does, you just scrape it off with a X-Acto knife. One thing I forgot to mention, at the very beginning I cleaned these very well with alcohol. Alcohol will strip off any of that grease or oil, and there I'm just showing you where I've tried to seal it so it won't catch. I finished these several different ways, and I think I flip them over at the end, and glossy accents turned out to be my favorite. I put glossy accents on the back, and I put sticky back felt on one of them. I actually used gilding flakes. I used some flutter glue and some gilding flakes and gilded the back. That one, the acrylic pour itself was from the bottom of my pouring bin, and it was really wrinkly, so I just wanted something on the back of it to make it look a little nicer. But of all the methods, and again, you could use UV resin, you could use regular resin, you could use nail polish. Of all the methods that I used, I really liked the glossy accents the best. This is costume jewelry. If I had invested in jewelry grade cabochons or glass caps, then this could have gone in a bezel, or I could have spent a little bit more time and finished it again with resin or something else. But these are fun, quickie, batch giving type gifts. They were not expensive, but I absolutely loved the way they turned out. I will be getting some nice glass. Excuse me, my voice is still just a bit froggy from bronchitis, but there I glued the bail on and then just went completely around it with the glossy accents, and I have a paintbrush kind of propping the bail up so that it didn't fall off the back of the cabochon. And with the ring, I'm going around it with glossy accents. I think truthfully my favorite were the bottlenecks that I slumped that made a ring. I don't know why, those just seem to make me very happy. So this is I wanted to give a few more people a quickie Christmas present that's what I call obligation free. I don't want them to feel obligated to give me a present. I just want to give them something. So by giving them something that I don't have a lot of money in, I think it helps eliminate that need to reciprocate back, because I personally just like giving. So I tend to give a lot of gifts for that reason. There's the finished ones, and they don't have the bails on them. I think this is right. I think these are the finished ones without the bails just yet. But you can see how even that imperfect glass that was meant for home decor just really highlighted the details in the pour so beautifully. And some of these have liquid mirror. This one has a liquid mirror in it, which just glows. I mean, it absolutely glows. This one has a little bit of liquid mirror, but that's some of, and the back of that one I did not finish very well. I'm testing it as a magnet, I believe. And that one's got a good bit of liquid mirror in it. And again, you can, in this case, you can see how it glows. Liquid mirror is from TriArt Fluid Acrylics. It is an investment. Here I've got the bails on them, and there I'm showing you, trying to get the camera to focus so you can see up close just how incredible these really did turn out. I love that one. I know who I'm going to give it to, but I really want to keep it. And I've got glue and paint all over my hands. I apologize for that. This one is pretty. I don't really wear pink, so it is going bye-bye. And this is one, I think I flip it over and I show you that I did put the felt on the back. And it's okay. It's alright. It's just not particularly my favorite. And that one, this one has a hole in it, and that would have ruined it as a pour, but it made a really fun element for the pendant. And again, that's a glossy accents on the back, and again, making sure that I got the seam coated on each of these really well. And this one, I believe I put the silver leafing on the back, and that's fine. Just wasn't my favorite, but you can see where the pour was wrinkled, and that sort of helped make that just a little bit nicer. Thank you so much, guys. Give me a thumbs up and subscribe. Bye.